folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Manowar, Unconquered, Issue 6 by Valiant. Now, there is fighting, death, violence, blood, slicing, destruction, and explosions in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So finally, we have arrived at the last issue of this Manowar mini-series. And I guess this would count as a mini-series. Yeah, it's only 6 issues. But yeah, that's it, the final issue. Took a lot of time in between, but I'm finally made it. Alright, so when we left off Eric in issue 5, he has just, it was with, he left Niam, he was with her, with the suits here, and then suddenly that new general, I forgot his name. It was Cadmos, and then there was the other one, Anos something. He got promoted to general instead of commander. So he decided to, Eric has wounded him, I think pretty gravely, but he didn't want to die, just like that. He wanted to die fighting. So he ordered one of his men to put him in this suit that's kind of like a Manowar suit, but it was very dangerous. Most who tried to wear it died. And so he appears in front of him in this suit, and like I said then, he looks like something out of a Clive Barker novel, like a porcupined Cenobite. Ugh, some creepy shit. So anyway, that was then. So we started this one with Eric standing there with Naya and Iman, and for some reason our general looks even bigger. I guess the suit makes him grow. I mean, the way he looks. Okay, I think he tells the suits here to leave because she does not want to see what he's going to do to him. Okay, wait. Okay. And then he starts fighting him, but he's pretty big with the suit. And it's some kind of abomination, really. And remember, Eric is very weakened. From all the fighting, he's not in tip-top shape. But still, he starts fighting him, they smack-talk each other. Now, each one's gonna be forgotten. Or actually, that happens later. But anyway, they talk. Then we go to the suits here with the Genomancer. She went to the engine room, and they're talking about Tyra. How, could she still be alive after that hit that Eric dealt her? And the suits here tells the Genomancer that don't worry, Tyra has always been stubborn. And then she tells the Genomancer Tyra's real name. And then Tyra's like, what? Wait, before that. And we see memories of, they talk about Tyra and how she was taken from her planet. And that the leader of the Novos Romanos saw potential in her. Now, it mentions a child, but in the last one it said that she killed quite a few men before being captured. I'm gonna guess she did it with a gun, because she's a small girl. I don't think she would have, been able to use a bigger weapon, or fight them off physically, really. But anyway, they saw potential in her, and so they ordered the Suitseer to remove her memories, take them away, so she would think that she was always part of the Romanos. And this is something that the Suitseer said she's going to have to live with till the rest of her life. And then she says Tyra's real name. Her real name is, I don't know if I'm even going to pronounce it correctly, but I'll read it to you. Her real name is, 1 second. Oh, yeah, and but before we leave Eric and the general fighting, he says history will see him as a hero, no, as a god. And he's full of himself. Yeah, okay, there we go. Inaan something. It's Innea, and then there's a little line up top, and then 2 more N's. I'm just gonna call her Ina. Or now, just stick with Thyra. Yeah, so then she took them, and she'll regret it till the day she dies. And then they find Tyra there, and she's gonna give her back her memories. But then Tyra she said, she served the gods, she done this to her. But Tyra said that she was like her, she had no choice really. And the Genomancer tells her, vengeance is a dangerous path, one you need not travel. Peace is still a choice you can make. And she's like, keep your peace. Okay, and then moments later, we go back to Eric and the general. They continue to fight. And now it seemed moved to a different room. Pretty sure, at least the background drastically changed, okay? Alright, 1 moment. Okay, man, he looks fucking creepy. Okay, so they're fighting. It looks like Eric's not doing too good. Any moments later, and he promises the general to kill him in a very gruesome way. And they're again in another room. You see like a big window to space. But then before he's about to attack again, a voice says, it's Tyra, and I promise the same to you. And then she attacks him, but then he captures her. At this stage, he's essentially kind of like Groot. In the sense of it looks like a big, twisted, pointy tree. He's got all these roots out of him. They grab Tyra. And he says, join me. It tells to Tyra, with me. Yeah, I think he tells her, with me you'll have the glory. Or maybe it's not here yet that he tells her. I don't know here, yeah, he suggests it, and he's like, so you can betray me later. Like he betrayed Cadmos. And then he says Cadmos was weak, he wanted to keep the barbarian alive, but this suits your destiny. And Eric's not doing too good. Shannara can't seem to hold the pain that he's in from being crushed by the general. But then suddenly the Genomancer and the Soothsayer arrive, and she tells him she has a prophecy that gold are the sun's rays, red is the star, a new sun that will watch over us all. But dawn comes quickly, and with it your doom. Then the general knocks her away, and then the Genomancer yells for her, and then Tyra gets released, and she says to Eric, shows the might of the Manowar. He gets released, but not much is done. The general says this is the age of the Novos Romanos. And then Eric says, you're wrong, the future belongs to no one. And then he says, with my life I'll protect it. But then the Genomancer says, you won't die today, Eric of Dacia. And then, okay. Then the Genomancer, she creates she makes a star out of her remaining power. I don't know how she does that. I didn't know genomancers could do that. I mean, I know they can communicate with the Earth, with anything practically, but I didn't know they could make something like that. I mean, it's something more new. But anyway, she creates it with the remainder of her powers, but she dies. And she makes this big star, and the general can't believe it, and the light, he can't stand the light for some reason, and then Tyra and the Genomancer, Tyra and Eric, they start slicing him, and they kill him. And then he goes over to the Genomancer and holds her. And Tyra's like, no, let me take her to the med bay. But the Suitseer said no. Says no, that's it. She gave her life to create the star. She, this was her choice. Basically, don't waste what she's done for us. And then, okay, that's it. She chose her fate. She's gone. And then that's it. They must go now. They have to get off of the ship, and they need to help the rest of the prisoners, the slaves on there, save as many as they can. And Eric's like, the Suitseer, she wants to stay, but he tells her no. The refugees will need guidance. They need you. They'll listen to you. I will see you again. And Tyra's like, save your courtship for later, Manowar. I'm sure your suit, Shanair also thinks the same. What is with these chicks not letting, Eric get a bit of romance? Anyway, that's it. And the Suitseer's like, for the first time, the future is uncertain. And that's it. The escape pods fly away. And you hear a voice. You're aboard the opponent Visigoth. And it's that the leader of the Romos Novos Romanos, Urseus Nox. He's glad that he showed up. He wanted to fight him. He goes to hit him with his energy sword, but of course the coward's not there. He wasn't there on the ship at all. It was just a hologram. And that's it. He's taunting us. He said a hologram. And I think Tyra says, good, that means he's watching. And then he, I'm pretty sure it's their leader, Nox, he turns on the self-destruction on the ship, makes it so that the soldiers there can't override it, and the escape pods have already left with all the slaves, and the Suitseer, and then the soldiers are like, that's it for the Empire, we're going to die, for the Emperor. And that's it, and then there's a big fucking explosion. It's awesome, actually. And then, Eric thinks, that, the Empire is done, but, Tyra tells him this is, just the tip of the spear. They got their attention. And she says, our war, now we fight together, but I don't know what she's responding to, because he doesn't say this is my war. And then, Shannara reminds him that the Suitseer said that he can't trust Tyra, he can only trust, if you trust her, then you can't trust Tyra. And he says, Eric tells her we share a common enemy to Tyra, so we'll fight for now. And then Tyra tells him, they have these weapons. They hold the planets. They have in an iron grip. They have all these soldiers, all these resources. What are we gonna do? But Eric tells her, well, all their strategies, all their weapons, all this. That's an advantage. And she said, even so, the odds are against them. And it might not be possible. And then he tells her that he said the same thing to his uncle Eric when they fought the Romans. And he remembers his reply to this day. He says, the thicker the hay, the easier it is to mold. And that's it. That's where the issue ends. Yeah, sorry it was off screen. There's a lot to remember. Okay, so first, the cover. I don't know what cover. I think this is also the Liam Sharp cover. You see, here's the suits here. Yeah, over there, sorry. And there, oh, I got a finger now I can use. And over here, you see, that's the Nox, their leader. He kind of looks like something out of Greek mythology, almost. He's sort of holding his head there, but he doesn't actually kill him. You got, I think, Earth over there, and there's our suits here. I like the colors as well. See, very cool. I shaded it a bit. Okay, now for the art. Oh, at least today I can actually show you the... Look at the general. I mean, does he look like something out of, out of Clive Barker novel? Look at him. Holy shit. The colors are so awesome. They use such a creepy atmosphere. Look at him. Holy hell. It's a pretty decent looking guy before this. You see? He's got this Triton. There he is, fighting Eric. And just look at this shit. He's a creepy fucker. Okay. So, that's the art there. Fantastic. Oh, right, so that's it. I finally reached the end of this series. I only took a couple of years in between. Yeah, because I read the first one, then I didn't get the rest. But overall, this is a very cool mini-series to read. I like the story. I like the characters. I really don't want to read the Manowar from the 90s. Because I wonder how he was originally. This is a much newer series. Because, you know, they do make changes if they write it in current times, so it's not going to be exactly like it was. Which is sometimes a bummer, because it loses some of the original magic that it had. But I definitely would like to go back to the 90s version and see if Eric of Dacia was like this, or did they give him a bit of a change. But Cersei here is nice, but holy shit, she's barely dressed. She's got like these hats that are, well, might as well be pasties, but she doesn't seem to wear anything else. Also, I think she had an outfit change in between here. Because she had her pajama hat, or whatever it would be, and then she's wearing this, like, collar thing, but still, she's not really covered up top. It doesn't matter much. But yeah, the art brought this even more back to life. This was awesome. You know, I'm just now thinking if Liam Sharp did like in this art style, if he redone the Saint Sinner series, that one had some, you know, like this wacky atmospheric art. But as that series progressed, it just got shittier. The art style, I mean. Well, and the story, too. I wish Liam Sharp redid that one. Someone redid the writing a bit. Oh, that would have been awesome. Just to really bring this, you know, this atmosphere of space and how creepy the general became. And Eric, too, is a very interesting character. It's a cool one. He's this warrior from a time that is no longer there. His people are gone. His time is gone. He's the last Visigoth, basically. And he just, you know, continues on. And like he told, I think it was the general, that as long as he's alive, the Visigoths Heart is also beating. But yeah, he's still the last one. So from what I understand, there was supposed to then be another series after this one. But I wonder if one ever came out. Because this finished I think in 2023. This one came out, so I wonder then when, maybe I missed it. Maybe it came out, or maybe not yet. I mean, nowadays, honestly, it takes them a long fucking time to make even miniseries. Although I think, oh yeah, because Valiant, I think, has been bought by someone, no? Maybe? I don't remember there was a company that was bought by Alien Books. But was it Valiant? I can't remember. Maybe it was Valiant, so that would explain why they suddenly stopped it. I don't know. It is a shame, though, but I think maybe if I go back to the 90s version, the original, there's a chance I'll probably like that one way more. It usually seems to be the case for me. But still, this was a cool short mini-series. In the future, I'll dig it out again, read it from the beginning. At least this time I'll have it all in at once, unlike back then. And yeah. So yeah, if you like science fiction, if you used to like Manowar back then, I'd recommend giving this one a try. I think it's a very cool story. It's got, again, amazing art. And, a plot that's not too hard to follow as well. Even if you don't know much about Manowar, you can still read this one. I mean, obviously you won't know the background details, but you'll get at least an understanding, which is a good thing. The sub-series that they revive later, unless you know the source material, you can't really understand much of what's going on. So, doing something mini like this where you can at least follow along more or less is nice. But yeah, that's it. Maybe I should look. Maybe they did make another one. Kind of hope they do. It would be interesting to see Tyra and him really go and destroy the Novos Romanos. Might be interesting to see if they actually succeed. Because it's probably going to be a very, very, very long mission, to be fair. This Nox guy is also pretty cool. I wonder why he looks like that. I mean, I know they're aliens, but still, some of them look human, so interesting. Alright, folks, so this was Manowar Unconquered. Let me know what you thought of it down below in the description, in the comments. And remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!